Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. Another weekend, another VAR controversy. And we are going to be talking about Manchester United and Chelsea, the VAR controversy hanging around that area. But before we get into that, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, share the stream on all your socials, get as many people in here as possible, and get your comments in. I want to interact with you today. This is a new thing that we're going to be doing, a bit of morning news. And today it's come, well, last night it came out that the referee had told Harry Maguire that he couldn't give the VAR penalty because it would cause too much talk. That's not why you don't award a penalty. You award a penalty if it's a penalty. You don't award a penalty if it's not a penalty. That's just sort of standard. So what we'll talk about to start with is Mason Greenwood and the Callum Hudson-Odoi. And both are in the box. And obviously, pictures show that Hudson-Odoi does touch the ball with his hand first, before it then hits Mason's hand, arm, and then it hits Hudson-Odoi again. But it started with Callum Hudson-Odoi, and you could see that his hand had touched the ball, and Mason's Greenwood's hands was moving up, but it wasn't actually touching at the point of contact with the ball. That's what the pictures are saying anyway, and that's what I could see. But apparently, obviously, Stuart Atwell went to the VAR and was looking at it. And the bit I was annoyed at, for me, being a former referee, is that we were told before the season that you weren't meant to crowd the referees when they're looking at VAR. You're not meant to add the pressure, all right? It's already a pressurized situation. You're not meant to add that pressure. So the five men behind Stuart Atwell should have all been given a yellow card, because that was what was said at the start of the season. If you crowd the referee at VAR, you'll be given a yellow card. Simple as that. So why that wasn't done, I don't know. Maybe too much controversy. But apparently, according to Luke Shaw, he came out in the Sky Sports interview. Obviously, we were live on the match reaction, so I couldn't cover it because I didn't really fully understand what was being said, because I was obviously busy doing the stream. But it has come out, and we've obviously got what he said. It said, at the time I saw handball. I didn't know if it was Mason or Callum. I didn't know where the potential check, there was a potential check, but I don't know what they stopped it for. It was not going to be a pen. If it's not going to be a pen, I don't think they needed to stop. I heard him say to Harry Maguire, if I say it's a pen, then it's going to cause a lot of talk about it afterwards. H got told, the referee was told, it was a pen by VAR. I don't understand. If he's going to stop the game, you think he's going to give it the pen, because we had the ball, we were attacking. If it's not going to be a pen, they might as well not stop the flow of the game. I'm not going to moan because I don't think either team did enough to win. So that's what he said. Ollie has come out firing as well, because I think Ollie's starting to get a little bit annoyed. It could be mind games. For me, it's probably mind games, right? Don't forget, Jurgen was talking about penalties in United. Even Frank Lampard was talking about United and these penalties. I think what Ollie's doing is he's coming back and firing and adding the pressure onto referees. Because now, if Ollie keeps mentioning it's we're not getting the rub of the green, or referees aren't giving us the penalties, then they'll get penalties, right? We've seen it before. These referees are so easily influenced that what's being said, what is being said is actually it's affecting the referees. It is affecting the referees, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's affecting referees, but it absolutely is. So yeah, that's as simple as that, really. He also criticised Chelsea for influencing the referees. I think there was something about Chelsea posting something on the website about Harry Maguire VAR penalties, something about that. He wasn't very clear, because I think he's also trying to avoid a fat ass fine from the FA or the Premier League or something like that. He said he didn't want to cause controversy. I mean, anything about this game was controversial in terms of that moment anyway. But the main talking point was Ollie took aim at the officials for taking 2 points away from his United side in their draw at Chelsea, who he criticised for influencing referees. So he's criticised Chelsea, he's criticising the referees. I would also, if I was him, probably criticise McTominay, Fred and Bruno, if I'm being brutally honest. Because at the end of the day, they simply weren't good enough. They didn't do it. We'll go to some comments. Charlie saying big up now, big up Charlie. And Connor, thoughts on Luke Shaw's comments? Look, I think if what he's saying is true, as there's also apparently talks that Harry Maguire's told United officials that Luke Shaw's misheard the conversation. I don't think so, because why would you go into that much detail if you've misheard the conversation? If it is true, then it's just another sign on why I, being a former referee, am absolutely sick to death with referees. Because to be fucking honest with you, the job is a lot easier than they're making it, right? I used to referee grassroots football. I've refereed county cup finals. It's not that difficult. Obviously, it's a lot harder in grassroots because you don't get VAR. If I was a referee and had VAR, right, I'd be loving life because every decision I make is correct. Because if I do make a mistake on field, I've got two people looking at it at Stockley Park. And then if they get it wrong, I actually have the ability to go look at a camera, look at the angles. So if it's true, then clearly the referee needs to be disciplined, punished, retaught, and to grow some balls. I think for me, the referees probably need to grow some balls. Because at the end of the day, you can't keep doing it. You can't keep allowing these decisions. Whether it's a pen or not, that's up for debate. Thomas Tuchel's had his side. We'll get into that as well. But in terms of a penalty, it's a penalty, right? His hand's in a very unnatural position because it's halfway up by his head. He's then not controlled it, but he's hit the ball with his hand to get away from Greenwood. For me, that's a penalty, right? And I'd keep the same energy if it was down the other side. The only time I wouldn't keep the same energy is if a Plymouth Argyle player handballed it, because then it's definitely not a penalty. But for the Premier League, I don't support any of the 20 teams, so I'll keep the same energy. It's a penalty, right? Clear as day penalty. Why it wasn't given? Well, that was due to that comment from Luke Shaw. The referee saying it's going to cause too much talk. No, it's going to cause talk whether you don't give it or give it, right? If you give it, then you're going to get the other side who are going, well, it's not a penalty. And then if you don't give it, you're going to get the other side going, boy, it is a penalty. So, yeah, something like that. Charlie saying you're going to talk about this on Ref's View tonight. Absolutely will be on Stephen's channel, 4:30. We'll be talking about this, but this isn't the only VAR that's been happening this weekend, has it? Let's be real. There's been VAR in West Brom Brighton. Lee Mason, I don't know what he was doing. We'll get my thoughts on that later on in the day, obviously. A busy day. And also later on tonight, we've got the weekly review show where I'm absolutely certain this will get spoken about, as will West Brom Brighton. So, yeah, there's plenty that we'll be talking about today on terms of this. But going on to what Ollie said, I'm just getting the thing that he's said now. He said, ever since other people from other teams spoke about us, we've had absolutely nothing from the referee or VAR. It's not right, is it? He said. It's all these outside influences. Even the VAR talk before the game here on Harry Maguire, when they put that on the website, that's cheeky. It's influencing referees. You can go back and look at the website. It's putting pressure on the referees to give penalties against us. We've seen there was a manager. Was it Frank? There's lots of talk about us getting penalties when there's no doubt whatsoever. Now we should have had one. That is clear to this. While Harry Maguire's remarks last week were interpreted as being a response to Jurgen Klopp, who said last month Manchester United have more penalties in 2 years than I have in 5.5 years, which I've looked at the stats. That's simply not true. Solskjaer also complained after United's FA Cup semi-final defeat in July that it seemed a little bit of influencing the officials. It worked. The manager's latest frustration appeared to stem from a match preview on the Chelsea website, which highlighted that Harry Maguire had been given reprieves against penalties and red card checks by VAR in recent games between the two sides. So there's a lot of frustration in the United camp. There's less frustration in Tuchel. Tuchel is less frustrated, as you would expect, because, well, why would he be frustrated? His team got away with the penalty claim. They've been all fine with that. But he has had his say, though. He has had a say on this as well, as you would expect. His is a little bit, well, less controversial. He's not really swiping at anyone. He's not really having an argument. He's stating his opinion, which I don't really get, because of course you want the referee to look at it, because it is one of these decisions that it probably is a penalty. He said, how can this be an intervention? The player in red plays the ball with his hand and then we are checking if it's a penalty. It does hit Mason Greenwood's hand. There's no doubt about that. It absolutely does hit Mason Greenwood's hand after it hits Callum Hudson-Odoi's hand. So if we're going on the logic there, Callum's touched the ball first. If I'm wrong, I'll happily stand corrected, but I'm not wrong on this one anyway. And Callum has touched the ball first with his hand. That's why the intervention's there. That's why VAR has been asked to look at it, or it's why they're looking at it. VAR has then probably gone into Atwell's head and gone, it's a penalty, but you need to go check it. Probably something to do with this match fixing from the FA or the Premier League or the PGMOL. Because to be fair, I've also got the comment from Mark Halsey saying basically the referees have to give a certain amount of free kicks, corners, penalties, yellows, reds. There's match fixing galore. He expects them all to be in a sports tribunal quite quickly. So that's that bit. He then further goes on to say, why does the referee have to see this? You watch it for 1 second on the pad, or you watch it on field live, then I see it on the pad. Why does the referee need to see this? Well, because there's handball and it's an instant, and it's apparently the VAR referee hasn't got the ability or the brain to work that out, right? If I was in VAR, I'd probably be going, yeah, Stuart, it's a penalty, mate. You might want to call it back. It's a penalty. If you're not happy about that, go check it. Because obviously the rules are the on-field official has the final say. That's my view on that anyway. But if I was the VAR, I'd be going, no, Stuart, you've missed it. It's a penalty. And then it's up to him. I can then, because don't forget, they're both going to get graded. So every game you get graded by your mentor, by your boss at the FA or PGMOL, wherever they are. And you're graded. So the referee will get graded for his decisions. And then you'll also get the VAR referee will also be graded. And don't forget, they'll be able to hear the conversations, it will all be recorded. And if Paul, I think it was Andre Mariner, if Andre Mariner's in the VAR saying, nah, Stuart, you've missed it, it's a penalty, and then Stuart Atwell goes, nah, it's not a penalty, then, well, Andre Mariner will be absolutely fine. That he won't get any points taken away from him. Stuart Atwell will get a point taken away from him if the PGMO deem that Stuart Atwell's made a mistake, because in my opinion he has. But Thomas then goes on to say he does everything right. I don't understand why he needs to check it, but I'm glad it's no penalty because it would have been even worse. Well, of course it would have been even worse. Bruno Fernandes would have absolutely slotted that ball away. We know that for a statement. But the FA forcing the Premier League to issue a statement via Twitter to explain why the penalty was not given. It always concerns me that the Premier League are now making a statement on Twitter, because I'll be more happy if it was on the website. But they've said the VAR asked the referee to look at the incident again but he stuck to his on-field decision as he felt the Hutton or he didn't move his hand towards the ball. That's a fair comment. That is a fair comment. I would disagree with it. But that's the whole thing of referees, right? We will disagree on things. So whilst I will think something's a penalty or a free kick, another referee may disagree. I've had many times where I've been on a training course or I've been refereeing and I've had proper linesmen and they flagged an offside and I've gone, that's not offside. Right? We as referees, we do have the thing where we actually don't trust each other completely sometimes. And we do have different views. That is a sign of a different view. 100%. But I can understand that. And as a former referee, I sort of get it. I can sort of understand why he's not giving it. I personally, I'm a sticker to the rule book and goes, no, that's a penalty. Probably why I'm never a Premier League referee. The PGMO would struggle to tame my unmatched fixing ways. But yeah, that's all on that. Get your comments in on what you think about it. Do you think it was a penalty? Do you agree with Ollie? Do you agree with Luke Shaw? Or do you agree with Thomas Tuchel and are confused why VAR even looked at it? If it's the latter, I'm a little bit concerned because VAR should look at it. I think if you say it's not a penalty, then that's a fair point, and I respect your views. If you think it's a penalty, then you can just be frustrated with the however many fans Manchester United have got, probably a good couple of million. I'm frustrated because referees are making mistakes again, and it's not the only one. Lee Mason's pissed me off this week as well because as a former referee, it does aggravate me quite a lot. But make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, because now we're going to keep to the United theme because why not? There's a lot of stuff coming out of them. And it's about the centre-backs. And a DM, because I don't think you should be using Declan Rice as a centre-back, and you'll see he's in the thumbnail for reasons. But apparently Ollie is aware that he needs to take action in his centre-back area. He is looking, shall we say, for a new centre-back to probably partner Maguire. Let's be fair, unless you're going to sell Maguire, you can't exactly drop him. He is your club captain. And the first one we'll talk about is Jules Koundé. Basically, Ollie is looking at him. The youngster impressed against Red Devils in the Europa League last season, keeping Anthony Martial at bay in the narrow semi-final victory. And don't forget, this was an Anthony Martial that could score goals, right? Not the Anthony Martial you see today, which is absolutely dog shit. It is the Anthony Martial that could actually put the ball in the net. That's the one we're talking about. So that's why he would probably have impressed Ollie. United have scouted him extensively in the time since, with Solskjaer ready to make the move when the transfer window opens again. Signing him won't be cheap, however, with other publications suggesting Sevilla will want a fee in the region of 70 million to their prized asset go. 70 million? Well, you paid 80 million for Maguire, so probably in terms of centre-back talk, that's probably a steal. If he's good, that is. If you've scouted him and it's another Maguire, then you've just wasted another 70 million pounds, and then I'll definitely look at sacking Ed Woodward because you don't want to be losing that much money. But Koundé is definitely one. Obviously, there was talks that Upamecano was going to go to United. I mean, if you know what happens with Borussia Dortmund players, they normally go to Bayern Munich or something like that. So it was very unrealistic, and Bayern did need a centre back. But obviously, you know, Koundé is one that they're looking at. Declan Rice is also another one they're looking at, which I don't think you should be looking at Declan Rice as a centre-back. I'd be looking at him as potentially a DM. Apparently, they're going to do a swap. Well, not a complete swap, but they're looking at using Jesse Lingard as a sort of pawn in the thing, really, saying, well, if we give you Jesse, can you knock 20 million off? Which isn't actually a bad way of doing it. Which is actually the way you should be doing it, because let's be fair, Jesse isn't going to get into United side on a regular basis, whereas he will get into another side like a West Ham. And if you can knock 20-25 million off a transfer fee because you're going to give them Jesse Lingard for free, depending on how much that knocks off, that's probably a good deal. But this is Manchester United, and them doing good deals is very rare. It's a bit like me winning the lottery. It's not likely to happen, but I could have a very good chance. I do take the lottery. I buy my ticket, so I have that chance. It's the same here. Ed Woodward has a chance of being this smart. Is he this smart? I don't think so. I've been on many streams where I've accused him of being drunk, taking illegal drugs whilst dealing with situations. The Jadens, I think it was Moises Cancedo. United pulled out, and I was like, why are you doing that? It's 4.5 million. And on that day, I accused Ed Woodward of being drunk and on drugs. I actually stand by my comments. I presume he is. Apparently, there's also, obviously, there's the new, when I say new, it's the old link from last season. They still want Sancho. They're going to look at maybe doing a 50 to 60 million pound bid. There are reports that United are interested in Erling Haaland. They're not getting him. So any United fan thinking we're going to get Erling Haaland, you're not getting Erling Haaland. That man is his agent is Riola. Ollie ain't doing business with Riola, hence why Pogba's leaving in the summer. I don't know that for fact, but it's a very good educated guess. Pogba's got 1 year on his contract. United cash in on him and go and get another player. Why am I not surprised? They also have someone called Donny Van Der Beek. I don't know if you know him. He hasn't played a lot for United. He's actually really good, believe it or not. If you put him on the pitch, you might get some luck out of Donny Van Der Beek. Because from what I've seen when he played at Ajax, he's a very good player. I don't know why he isn't playing. He's a bit better than Fred. When I say a bit, I mean a lot better than Fred. Why he isn't playing? Look, I'm not the manager. I'll be playing Donny Van Der Beek, right? He's sort of like the B-Tech De Jong, like, which is a fair one. Stephen saying, "Hi mate, you good?" I'm very good. I am very good. We've just spoken about the whole VAR. That took a good 20 minutes. Now we're talking centre backs United are going to get, and all the other things. Meanwhile, former Red Devils star Paul Parker recently had his say on Solskjaer's current crop of defenders and took aim at Maguire, branding him selfish. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, but when Maguire does, when he's mentioned positively, he sort of screenshots or saves a picture and he posts it on his Instagram story. He's got a bit of an ego, this guy. And I don't want him going to Euros. I don't want Southgate taking half of a fridge freezer to the Euros. It's luckily Lindelof ain't English, because let's be fair, Southgate probably takes both the fridge and the freezer, and they're probably starting players. But moving back to what we were talking about, and that guy is Ben White. You'll see that you'll have seen, if you remember the Football Addiction, Ben White was linked with Liverpool when they wanted a centre back, which, well, we all know how that went. They went and got one on loan and all of that. But apparently Ben White is potentially one that they want to get. But don't forget, you'll probably have to pay the English tax and all of that, which, so let's say it'll probably be about 50, 60 million. Is Ben White going to be good enough for that? Potentially. He's absolutely got the potential to be a 50 to 60 million pound defender in a couple of years. And that's the thing. United have got so many young players already. You think of Mason Greenwood, Amad Diallo, Brandon Williams, Shotiri. They've Shotire, or however you pronounce his. We'll call him Shola. They've got a lot of youngsters around. Even Marcus Rashford isn't the oldest. He's still fairly young. The same with McTominay and all of that. Axel. So they do need a bit of older heads. Obviously, Mata looks like he's going to be leaving in the summer. There's no extension there. Ollie is looking and has already come out and confirmed that they're going to extend Cavani's contract. they're probably just seeing how these injuries are playing out. He's had a couple of injuries, but he's also probably wondering how Mason will fare up top. I've always wanted to see that. I rate Mason Greenwood highly, and it is his natural position. And once he gets one goal, you just know he'll go on a run of about 20 games getting goals or assists in these games. And his movement's better than Martial. And I felt bad for him yesterday because Greenwood was trying to link play and was trying to do stuff, but the players he was playing with was utter dog shit. And this is what annoyed me, because you've got someone like Donny sat on your bench, and Bruno's having he's having a shit game. It's another top 6 game, and he's gone missing. So why not just take Bruno off and put Donny on and just change it up and see what happens? Apparently, Ollie wasn't thinking that. He made one sub last night. One sub is all he made, which I thought was absolutely horrific. I thought one sub was poor. But make sure you're getting your comments in. I want to interact with you through this as well. Channel is popping off 5 live viewers. Great content too now. Yeah, it's getting there. It is getting there. We obviously we started last Wednesday, and we've just been growing. And this is a new thing that we're going to try out, a little bit of morning news. Because we thought it'd be a good idea. United continue to be linked with Declan Rice, and Chelsea not expected a chase for the West Ham star. So that's that bit. Declan Rice. I mean, I think Declan Rice would do a good job. It's just, could he do the DM role on his own? Because West Ham, he sort of has Souček to sort of, because David plays a similar sort of lineup, well, a similar style to Ollie. He plays with the double pivot, and the double pivot at West Ham is Rice and Souček. Could Rice come into United and do it on his own? Because that's what you need. You don't need someone. You don't need someone to just do the double pivot, because the double pivot is why in big games you're not influential. It was why Chelsea weren't influential either yesterday, because of the double pivot. You're taking an attacking player out of your team to offer the protection to your shit centre backs, because United have really shit centre backs. And yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but I think Ollie needs to look at it. Maybe an Yves Bissouma, even a Frankie de Jong would be a good shout. Because at the end of the day, it's one of them that, could he do it? I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know if he could do it. But there is also breaking news, thanks to Luke, who has put, the ex-Barcelona president has just been arrested. This is true. I've just got the news stories. I don't normally look at the Daily Mail because they are trash. They posted some horrific shit about Mason Greenwood, and they also posted some horrific shit against Marcus Rashford. They did leave Phil Foden alone, which would suggest to me that the Daily Mail are just racist. But Barcelona raided. Police arrested Super Club's ex-president Joseph Bartomeu, which is exactly the one that Charlie... Yeah, it's that one, Charlie. Their CEO, head of legal and search offices for evidence over social media smear campaign against, and you guessed it, Lionel Messi and co. Joseph Maria Bartomeu, Bartomeu, or something like that, has been arrested by Spanish police for his involvement in the Barçagate smear campaign scandal during his time as their club president. He is one of 4 people to have been arrested so far, with Barcelona's CEO Oscar Grau and head of legal services Roman Gomez Petoni. 2 of those, Masfua, who acted as an advisor to him, is the other. On Monday morning, Spanish police entered Barcelona's Nou Camp Stadium in a search and seize operation. Spanish media said the operation was related to last year's Barçagate, in which club officials were accused of launching a smear campaign against current and former players who were critical of the club and then President Bartomeu. He and his board of directors resigned last year amid fallout from the controversy surrounding Lionel Messi. The club has been mired in political turmoil and debt prompted by the coronavirus pandemic, and operation comes less than a week before the presidential elections are held at the club. So Barcelona, another news story, and Barcelona going through even more shares. And this is, I would say, sad, but they've gone, we're just going to buy lots and lots of things, get lots of new toys, and hope for the best. And basically what has happened is they've mightily fucked up, and having no fans in the stadium, and also the fact that they're not going to progress into Champions League any further than the last 16, it's going to harm them. It's a lack of money. And what most clubs need is money. Because at the end of the day, it's very similar to that. You do need your money. And Barcelona don't have any. Real Madrid in a similar sort of place. So La Liga might just become a little bit less competitive. Atletico Madrid will probably just walk it all season, or the competition in La Liga will just be worse. Obviously, we know that the Premier League is the best league in the country, in the world. In my opinion, it's very competitive, and no team will ever constantly win it because, every team gets money, and a lot of it. So yeah, there's that as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Barcelona. But if I was a big club and I'm looking at Barcelona, I'll take Frenkie de Jong. I'm not joking, right? Because you're gonna get him he's not gonna be cheap. Let's not be naive. He's not gonna be cheap. He's gonna be cheaper than if they didn't have any financial worries. Even though their financial worries are like billions of pounds worth of debt, and I don't think selling one player helps that. But I do think that if you're big enough and you offer maybe 70 to 80 million, maybe 90, Barcelona look at that and go, yeah, we'll take that. And if you're brave enough to do it, do it. Like if I was Ed Woodward, I'd be like, I'll take Frenkie de Jong, probably take Matthias de Ligt, and then Jadon Sancho, and then that's pretty much all your problems solved. Maybe even sell Maguire. Like if you're feeling on a good day, sell part of the fridge freezer. In fact, sell both of them. They're both shit. Luke saying would do anything for Frenkie de Jong. Yeah, same. I mean, I don't think I'm getting him at our goal. Let's not get it twisted. Frenkie de Jong stepping out of home park in League One, it's not quite going to happen. But Frenkie de Jong in the Premier League, it'd be very good. He could do that DM role on his own. I'd definitely get Frenkie de Jong. Oh, without a shadow of doubt. Like the only team, in fact, every team should want him because no one's really got a good DM. They've all got good DMs, but not world class. Like I don't look at a team. I don't look at a team and think you've got a really good DM. City have got what? Gundogan? I mean, he's good, but he's not a DM. Fernandinho plays on the bench a lot. He's about 35 years old. United, they definitely don't have a DM. Chelsea, no. Jorginho, Kovacic, maybe Kante, but again, he's not world class. He's good, but not world class. Surely. I mean, I could be wrong. Probably get a shit ton of hate from Chelsea fans now I've said that. Liverpool, no. Well, yeah, they've got Fabinho. When Fabinho comes back, actually, yeah, Liverpool have got Fabinho. So Liverpool probably don't need a DM. Arsenal definitely don't have a DM. You've got what, Xhaka? That's not a DM. So yeah, I mean, you could maybe argue City. Oh, Rodri as well. Yeah. Yeah, you could probably argue City and Liverpool don't need one, but Chelsea, United, Tottenham, Arsenal, yeah, all of them should be looking at him going, how do we get him? How much do I have to offer? Because that's personally what I'm doing. He's such a good talent. The same with Matthias de Ligt. Because I look at centre-backs, and apart from City are the only example, and Liverpool when they get theirs fit. They're the only two that defensively aren't trash. Chelsea needs centre-back. United needs a centre-back. Tottenham need a centre-back. Arsenal need a centre-back. And De Ligt would be another. De Ligt would be good. But we'll go to some more of your comments as well. Charlie, Barca are in the shits right now. They definitely are. They definitely are. Charlie saying, Luke, who do you support? Mighty Arsenal is who he supports. He got a good win at the weekend. Beat Leicester 3-1. Also, massive thoughts go out to Harvey Barnes. I'm devastated. Because I think the boy's a talent. I think Harvey Barnes is just so good to watch. He's brilliant. He looks like he's going to be out for about 3 months. He's got to have a surgery on his knee, which means he's out for the Euros. Makes Southgate's job a little easier. Because what we've got for England, we've got what? Marcus Rashford, Sancho, Saka, Grealish, Sterling. We're not exactly. It's not exactly like we're not graced with talent on the wings or inside forwards, or however he decides to do it. I would go for if I was Southgate, I'm going for a 4-2-3-1. Right, with one deep line playmaker, one box to box midfielder, one advanced playmaker, 2 inside forwards, and 1 up top. That's how I'm doing it. But I'm not Gareth Southgate, and we all know that Southgate will probably go for a 3-5-2 and play Saka as a wing back because that just seems to work, apparently. I'm not entirely. And then you've also got Callum Hudson-Odoi. I completely forgot about him. You've even got Mason Greenwood, and I know people go like, he's in really shit form. Yeah, but Mason Greenwood also can play anywhere along the front. So he can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play up top. In international competition where if a couple of injuries, someone like Mason Greenwood is vital because he can play everywhere and do a good job. I just hope he kicks into some form and then we could see him isn't that. Craig saying Green Army, we got a good win. We got a very nice win at the weekend. 4-3 win. Defensively, shocking. 2 penalties within about 4 minutes. It's a standard Argyle. It was in the second half. That's why I say standard Argyle, because we can't defend in the second half. But you'll find more of about that on the EFL show on today. It's today at 7 o'clock. That'll be a good one. I mean, some good results down there as well. Lone Watch will be good. And we've also got a new co-host. Well, 3 of us. There's going to be 3 of us. We've got a little surprise for you all. I hope I've written down their stats because, it's going to be fairly critical. Charlie saying 2, Rodri and Dino. Yeah, Charlie. Firstly, I forgot about Rodri. Forgive me. Secondly, Fernandinho's like 35 years old. Man's going to retire soon. You need to look at a replacement. That's all I say. Luke, we need to raid the French league. All the teams are broke, so need to sell. True. Yeah, I would agree. The only team that aren't broke is probably PSG. Let's be fair. But that won't. But that's because they've got oil-rich owners. So yeah, I'd completely agree. I'm thinking they've obviously got a lot of talent in the French league, but I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a player because I don't watch the French league. I watch the Premier League and I watch Argyle. I have no other time to start watching La Liga and League One and Serie A. I watch Champions League, so if there's a French team in Champions League, it would be good. 2 of my favourite players out long term, James Justin and Harvey Barnes. Yeah, James Justin's a good one. Obviously, you've also got Maddison now injured, so Leicester, they're looking like they're probably going to crumble top 4. But again, it's not because Brendan Rodgers has bowled it; it's because they've got injuries. Leicester don't have the biggest budget to get lots of squad depth. Even Liverpool don't. The mug isn't wrong, to be fair now. True. I was trying to think what was on the other side of the mug, but yeah. No. It's all good. I've already had one morning coffee, and this is my second one. I enjoy doing it, especially during lockdown. What else are you gonna do during lockdown? Charlie's saying, have you seen the Harvey Barnes vid yet? Now, what Harvey Barnes vid? I mean, if they've taken the piss out of Harvey Barnes, and I'll just go there, and we're going to have an angry now. Now, look, I think I haven't seen it, but I'll look it up. I'll probably end up talking. If it's bad, we'll probably talk in a weekly review show, which is good because that's the sort of thing. Anything that creeps up on the Monday can get spoken about. Obviously, we'll also have live updates. I think it's Everton Southampton today, so we'll keep you updated with a score there as well. But yeah, I'll see if I can get one of the boys to watch it, and then it could be like Soccer Saturday. A bit of Soccer Saturday, going over to the man in the corner. How's it going? Yeah, we might try that. That'll be quite an interesting one. Charlie saying our replacement is Rodri. No. If you are given the chance to get Frankie de Jong instead of Rodri, get him. But I'm not arguing with it. Just get him. Frankie de Jong is better than Rodri. I'm not saying that Rodri's a shit player. I'm just saying Frankie de Jong is better. City should be looking at Zakara and Locatelli. City should have a transfer ban to allow other teams to catch up because City's first team is disgusting. Their second team wins the league. I mean, what they need to do is a transfer embargo for like the next 5 years to allow everyone else to catch up because it's just disgusting. Absolutely vile. Charlie is now probably going to want to kick my head in for that. Let's be fair. We've also got a comment down the bottom that I'll get to in a second. And Charlie, we don't need him though. In my opinion, Rodri is only 24. Yeah, but Frankie de Jong's better. We can get Aola, however you pronounce that one, for around 40 million this summer. Should be all over him. You should, but this is Arsenal Football Club, and your owners on the how do I put this? They're just really shit. So I wouldn't necessarily say you want to hang your hopes up. Just don't get your hopes up. It's Arsenal, but you know better than me what it's like about Arsenal. It's Harvey Barnes with the. Oh yeah, I know the one you're on about. That's a good one. Luke, I didn't realize he was that young. Yeah, but Frankie de Jong is better, right? Frankie de Jong is better. Will Zakara is rubbish. Just dropping in. Will's just dropping in. Will's there in the comments going, he's just rubbish. Maybe he's triggering Luke. Because Luke goes, no, he isn't. He's being played out of position. I can't say I've actually looked at him. And in fact, this is going to sound really bad. I've absolutely no idea who you're on about. Charlie, I'm going to teach you a lesson in a second. But Will says he is so average, man, he's not a City level. I mean, that's fair. Frankie de Jong is not a holding midfielder. Yes, he is. That is literally his job. His job in Ajax was as a holding midfielder. Does it at Barca as well. And he does it for Holland. His job is literally as a holding midfielder. He's just that good. Like, Charlie, don't get twisted. He can play anywhere in the midfield. He's that good. Just maybe not on the wing. Charlie saying Zakara at Mönchengladbach. That'll be why I don't know him, because I don't watch Mönchengladbach. As I said, I don't watch Bundesliga either. Aurier, very good, should be looked at by every top club. I want him at Chelsea very badly. What position does he play? When it comes to these foreign players in different leagues, I don't necessarily know them. I know the Premier League lot, but my football knowledge outside of the Premier League is very limited. So where's he play? Is he a centre-back? DM? Probably a DM. We were talking about DMs. If he's a DM and he's that good, then yeah, why not get him? They played the double pivot at Ajax. He is a bit further forward than at Barca and Ajax. Charlie, he can play a holding midfielder, trust me. Right? Frankie de Jong is that good. He can play as a holding midfielder. Don't get twisted, bro. He can. He absolutely can. He is that good. He is a world-class midfielder who could. If you're telling me that Frankie de Jong can't play as a holding midfielder, you're deluded. Because, and my reasoning for that is clear. Frankie de Jong can play centre-back. He can play central midfield, right? So you have the tackling of a centre-back, and you'll have the passing ability of a midfielder. That automatically makes you able to play DM, right? He's that good. He is world-class player. So don't get twisted. He is a world-class central midfielder who can play DM and still be world-class, right? He is that good. Such a talent. So United should absolutely be looking to get Frankie de Jong. Don't get 100%. It's not even up for a debate. He is a CM. Oh, fair. What is that? What as in like a normal CM, like box to box, or as a DM? That's the thing. Because United, if it's a CM, United don't need him. Because you'll have McTominay and Van Der Beek who can play as central midfielders. What you need is a DM, right? So United need a defensive midfielder, not a central midfielder. Chelsea, on the other hand, need a central midfielder and probably a DM as well. So yeah, one of them. But if he's good, then absolutely you should be looking at getting him. I never said he can't. I just said he plays further forward at Barcelona in the Netherlands. Yeah, but he's world-class DM. That's why I say United should go get him, right? Because Basuma's good, right? But if you're telling me, right, so let's say I'm sat in the manager's office at Old Trafford, and my scout gives me two options. Option A is Frankie de Jong, and option B is Yves Bissouma. I think everyone knows where I'm going. I'm going to get Frankie de Jong, right? So that's how much I rate Frankie a lot. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I think he's absolute. I would love a team to have like Donny, and I love the Netherlands. The Netherlands are like, I don't have a second nation because I was born in the UK. Well, I was born in England. You could say I'm a little bit Welsh and Scottish, but I try to forget that, and Irish. I'm based all over the UK basically. But I'm English, right? That's my nation. But if I were to have a different nation, it would definitely be the Netherlands, especially in this time, because the players that are coming through are just, they are world-class players. They've got some good ones. So yeah, Frankie de Jong, beautiful. He's beautiful player, beautiful. Creative midfielder. Yeah. Fair play. It's not what United need. United don't need him anyway. United need a DM. Frankie de Jong. Chelsea, he'll do wonders at Chelsea. Chelsea need someone, don't they? They need that creativity. Mount does a good job. Kai Havertz is struggling a bit though. Hopefully, sort of kicks on next year, doesn't he? Because Kai Havertz is definitely struggling. I think it's only a matter of time before he does sort it out. But he'll be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Will saying he's a creative box to box. Decent. I'd definitely I'd definitely look at him for Chelsea. Maybe even Liverpool, right? Because Wijnaldum, he's leaving to go Barca. So you could potentially, yeah, that would work. Fabinho, Hendo, and this lad. Although Curtis Jones is coming into his own, isn't he? He's doing a very good job. Curtis Jones is a good player. I rate Curtis Jones. Luke saying he can play as a deep line playmaker or box to box. Ooh. Now you say deep line playmaker, I automatically think of United because they need one as a sort of DM, but I don't know if that would be a right move. No, I think maybe it'll work. Maybe that would be a good one. But we've been going for about 50 minutes. So we're going to leave that there. Thank you to everyone that's been watching and everyone that's been getting the comments in. It's been a great first show, because this is the first one of the morning show where I drag myself out of bed, have breakfast, and then jump on a show straight away. Because in a couple of weeks or 4 weeks, whenever someone told me, there'll be a new host. Well, here, in this time section, right? I will still host most of the shows. There's going to be a new person who will bring this segment. So the one who will do the mornings, that'll be in a couple of weeks' time or 4 weeks' time, whenever it was. He's really good. He's very good. So very excited to bring him in. It's going to be very fun. Looking forward to it. He's got a lot of energy. He's funny, very enthusiastic, and you already have known him. So I'll let you guess who that could be. I won't be commenting any further. All I'll say is keep your eyes out, because I'll host this for the next couple of weeks or 4 weeks, however long it is. Then he'll come in and do it at this time whilst I probably sleep or just watch. But that's exciting. As I said, tonight, the weekly review show where we'll be talking about all the stuff, like all the big talking points. Yeah, no. Not quite, Luke. Not quite, Luke. No. Stephen's a great guy, though. Make sure you check out his channel. I'll be on his channel later, actually. We'll definitely be on his channel, 4:30 or 4 o'clock, one of the two. For Refs Watch, if you watch that, we'll be talking about VAR again, as you would expect. I'm not answering who it is. You can all put your comments in and look. I'm not saying. All I say is be good and wait for it. It is exciting though. It'll be great fun. And you'll enjoy it. But yeah, so as I say, I'll still host majority of the shows. There is a new host on the United show as well, so I'll come on as a panelist, because you know me, guys. I like to cause a little bit of trouble. Boring Niall. That's a bit rude, Charlie. Very rude. No, I'm just not going to tell you. I'm going to call it a surprise from me to you, right? You'll find out when it happens. But there's a new host for the United show. That might give you an indication on who it could be. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just going to leave that there, right? So if you do want to find out who the new host potentially will be, make sure you check out the United show on Friday, right? That's how we'll do it, right? If you want to know who the new host will be for this morning segment, make sure you check out the United show at 10 p.m. Friday, right? Then you'll find out, because they'll be hosting it there, right? So the new host is the one. If it's not Jeannie or Dom, we riot. Look, you'll love it. You'll love whoever it is, right? I promise you that much. They're very good. So as I said, if you want to know who it is, make sure you check out the United show on Friday. That will tell you who it is, right? So it won't be me presenting or hosting. I'll be either a panelist or sat on the sofa drinking some wine, watching some TV. Craig saying Friday, that's too long away. It's not too long. It's end of the week, isn't it, mate? But there's a lot of shows to keep us entertained. Well, until then, obviously I'll be back tomorrow morning with all the other news that have come out today. Bring that to you tomorrow. Then there might be something in the evening. I haven't sorted that yet, but there should be something. I'll have a little think. It could be in our ranking system. No Dom, no Jeannie, no party. Trust me, Dom and Jeannie they will play a heavy part in this channel because they're quality, right? But it's good to know that Craig is loving a bit of Dom and Jeannie. But yeah, as I said, this Friday, tune into United show. That'll tell you who the host of this morning segment will be. But I'll be back tomorrow morning with the show to bring you all the news from today, tonight, the weekly review show at 8:30, which will be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. Be picking like the team of the week, best player of the week, and who the panel decides is the shittest player of the week. So you can sure as hell bet there's going to be some heated debate. Hopefully there'll be heated debate. I'll come on the TNA Casinos though the other day was a shambles. Hey, wasn't a shambles, right? We must remember it's down to the panel, and that's what they all did. Don't take these tier systems seriously. Well, take them sort of seriously. You are going to get agendas though, because every person has an agenda against someone. Craig saying great video vid now. Look forward to the weekly review. The weekly review is going to be brilliant. What's the panel for that? That will be funny, I bet. Yeah, 100%. I haven't sorted it yet. It's difficult. We've just got through the weekend where there's lots to do there, but we will have another rankings show at some point soon. Also, we've got the United show, the Liverpool show, and the Arsenal show. They're all coming on Friday. There obviously will be some match reactions during the week as well, because we've got some games coming up as well. So make sure you check out all the content on here. There'll be more coming to you every day. We will do a watch along soon. Another one, because watch alongs are doing well. We're getting good views on the watch alongs. Craig saying, remember now, no Dom, no Genie, no party. I know. I'll make sure they're aware that if neither of them then it's no party. Will you start a City show at any point? I will, but I need to. Obviously, Charlie, you're a City fan. I need another 2 good, entertaining City fans, right, who know their stuff. What time is the review show? I have notes on anyway. That's what I like to hear. Be like Craig. Make sure you've subscribed to his channel with notifications on, so then you know when we're going live. Also, make sure you follow my Twitter, because it's my Twitter. I'll also post a link and when we're going live every single time. It's 8:30, Craig. 8:30 is when we're doing the weekly review show. Gonna be great. I can get some if you want. Yeah, but I have 2 rules. They have to be over the age of 16 and very good at their job. So they have to know their football, be entertaining. But that's the 2 rules, right? Above that, all of that is good. I'm a mod, so take that L, Craig. Charlie, be nice, but make sure you've subscribed to it with notifications on. And we're gonna get some more mods as well, because we've already got another mod. We've got 2 of you now, especially for the watch-alongs, because there's a lot of comments. But I've spent 8 minutes going through them comments. But yes, I'll remember, Craig, no Dom, no Genie, no party. But also Dom has to work as well sometimes, so he's not going to be on every video. But Genie, if Dom ain't there, Genie's probably there, or RJ, or the regulars, they'll come on. We're going to get a bit more rivals come in on each other's a bit as well. Apart from the individual shows where they all keep them as fan based, or I'll be there as a panelist to make sure there's no hell breaking loose. Because if you can imagine putting 3 or 4 United fans all in one stream with one of them hosting, that is gonna cause some that could be bad. But as I said, I'll be there as well. It will be great fun. Looking forward to it. But make sure 8:30 tonight you are back here for the weekly review show, and make sure you get your questions in, because if you want to ask the panel a question, we'll put it up. It's going to be one of them where you can ask your questions and the panel can give their answers, stuff like that. Maybe you want to ask Genie about a title charge. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying if you want to, you can ask Genie about a title charge, and we'll get his live reaction to that. Obviously, they beating Sheffield United yesterday. Luckily, because if they didn't, Sonny had asked to be relegated. So just saying that. But yeah, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications, follow my Twitter, Niall_PAFC. Make sure you go follow that. That'll tell you when I'm going live, what we're doing, all of that. Charlie, you've got to find me some City fans over the age of 18 and fairly good at being able to talk. I need good, entertaining City fans. That's what I need. then we can get a City show going. Right, so that's the only stipulations there. So Charlie, that's your job to find them, because I can't find City fans. I'm not being harsh. I'm just saying I can't find them. But yeah, so make sure you do all of that. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out Stephen's channel as well. I'll be there at 4:30 or 4 o'clock on there doing Refs Watch. Then make sure you check out the first 11, because I'll be there at 7 o'clock doing the EFL show with Charlie, the Rovers fan, and we've got another fan coming on, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. Looking forward to that. It's going to be brilliant. Charlie, beating Sheffield United is like getting in the ring with a newborn. Well, obviously I don't endorse that, but yeah, Sheffield United are down and out. It's like beating a man when it's down. It's not the greatest, and when they finally get the R next to their name, then maybe other teams will go easy on them, right? That's all I'm saying. United were very charitable and gave them 3 points anyway. And then yeah, 8:30 here, the weekly review show. It's going to be a great one. It's probably going to fire. There's going to be plenty of fire. Well, we've been going for over an hour, so I'm going to go now, right? But as I said, make sure you check out all the other content. Yesterday we had a Chelsea United review show. There was a massive argument between the Chelsea fans, mental arguments. Go check that out yesterday. A very good, entertaining one, which got a bit heated, very heated debate. But thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you again at 8:30.